Hello, beautiful people. My name is Sunday Taiwo, your favorite realtor. You know what we do on this channel? We share the experiences that people have had in the real estate industry. We also talk about the things that you need to know when investing in Nigeria real estate so you can make informed decision when investing. If this is your first time of seeing any of our videos, please do like, share, and subscribe, and also turn on the notifications. Today, we are going to be talking about a very interesting topic, which is the dangers of selling too early. So, my landlord and I are very, very close, like very close. And I'm doing it because I don't want him to increase my rent. If you are not already close with your landlord, I advise you to be close to him. But anyway, I hope he doesn't see this video. There was a particular day I went to his place. Anytime he hears me saying daddy, daddy, he knows that there is a gist or I have a complaint. So this particular day we got talking and I was telling him about the empty plot that was behind our house where they've already started construction. My window is like directly opposite the fence. So when they are constructing, most time they construct at night and the noise is always disturbing me. They work from day till like maybe 9, 10 p.m. in the night. So I was trying to tell him about the nuisance that the noise was causing for me. By telling him, I was hoping that he'll be able to use his influence as the vice chairman of the landlord association of the community to, speak with them that the noise from their site is becoming unbearable for people around. And then he said something. He said, Tunde, do you know I used to own that land? And I was taken aback. I was shocked, like, own that land, how? And then I asked him, Baba, what happened? How come the land is no longer yours? And trust me, Baba started downloading like he had been waiting for somebody to ask that question for years. I definitely can't tell you the exact way he said it, but I'm going to use my own words. So he told me that he bought the land that the house is built on currently and the one behind him that I was talking about. He bought the land, he bought the whole parcel in 1985, but for reasons best known to him, he didn't tell me the exact amount he bought it. But he, however, painted a vivid picture of what the place looked like in 1985. We would all agree that in 1985 there were a fewer houses than there are now in 1985. So he said the place was really, really bushy, like almost a forest, and like that he was one of the first set of landlords in the place. And he and his landlord friends in that time used to, go and hunt for God knows what within the community then before the whole place became choked up with buildings. Honestly, you need to see the place now. I don't want to tell you so that some of you will not come and be looking for me in my house. So according to him, in 1994, he had some challenges that he needed money to sort ASAP. And he had the options of borrowing the money, maybe from friends or financial institutions. But guess what? He said he chose the easy route, which was to sell the land behind him. Honestly, he told me that he sold the land for 100k, like 100,000 naira in 1994. I assume or I believe that would have been a whole lot of money by then in 1994 because there was this kind of his spirit was kind of elated when he said 100,000. You would know that it meant a lot. Like he even said it was way more than the amount he bought. According to him, he said he didn't really see the mistake he made until 2008 when the person who bought the land for 100k from him sold it for 17 million naira in 2008. It was sold for 17 million naira, and that was when he began to understand that, man, I made a very big mistake. But you can't recall that kind of mistake. A mistake in real estate, if you make a mistake of not buying when you're supposed to buy or selling when you're not supposed to sell, you can't recall that mistake because you've already signed the deed of assignment and everything. So there is no point. You can't get your property back. In any case, my landlord is a very fortunate man. The house he built and the shopping complex around the house, has been the one sustaining him for the past 17 years after he retired. That's the power of real estate. It takes care of you even when you have stopped working. It takes care of you even when you don't have the strength to work any longer. Another thing is, if we actually decide to value that same land today, excluding the house that is currently built on it, that particular plot, if we decide to value it today, it can't sell for anything less than 80 million naira, and that's a whooping sum of money. And I guess that's part of the reasons why my landlord still, regrets it till this day. So what's the essence of this video? The moral of the story: don't sell too early, especially when you can find an option to sort whatever you need to sort. I wouldn't say my landlord actually sold too early, because he sold he sold maybe about 10 years later, which is a reasonable time frame for a land banker to sell. If you're a land banker and you're thinking of you want to sell your land for 2 years, you're not a land banker, you're a land flipper. You understand? But for a land banker, 10 years is like, a reasonable time for you to sell. But imagine if you had waited more to sell that property. Imagine if you had waited a few more years to sell that property, you would have made even more money. In any case, if at that moment he had repurposed the land, either maybe through a joint venture or through a lease, he would have still been able to maintain his hold as the owner of that property, or at least a part owner of the property, and it would have been a different story today. There are several things that you can actually do, with your property: house, residential, commercial land, any kind of real estate property. There are things that you can do with it to, meet up with whatever commitment that you have without having to sell that property. You still be able to maintain ownership, or at least part ownership of that property. Anyway, I can't blame him, because I wasn't a realtor then to be able to, explain all of these things to him. Before you sell that property early, reach out to us. Let's give you ideas on what you can do with that property. Let's help you see how you can leverage, maintain ownership of that property, and still get what you want to get. Let's make it a win-win for you. Reach out to us today. I'll see you in my next video. Take care and have a nice time. Bye.